Tarot. Welcome one more day to my channel and to 31 Days of Tarot by Ethony. Today is day 10 and the topic is tarot decks I want to work with more on 2019. So I have picked 5 decks and as well I am trying so very hard to speak slower because this is something that everyone tells me time and again, and I don't promise that I will get to the end of the video doing so, but I am trying really hard, okay? So, well, now speaking slowly, I want to show you the decks that I want to work more this year with for different reasons. So, the first one is the Dark Mansion Tarot, and the reason is just because I love it. I just got it, and well, I'm confident that this year it's going to be one of my go-to decks because this deck is I really like it. I have said it, it's perfect, and I love the aesthetics. I know this. I love the symbolism, and in general, it is a deck that I really want to see a lot more about. And at some point, I'm going to upload a walkthrough through this deck. So this is why I am not just taking it out right now. And next, this is the Baroque Victorian, the Baroque Bohemian Cats Tarot by Baba Studio, and this is a deck I bought myself, and it was quite pricey. And thing is, when I have a gifted deck, it is a part of someone. It goes beyond the deck. But when I myself spend a lot of money on a deck and then I don't use it as much as I would like, I feel just bad of having a lot of money basically sitting there. And this is a deck that on a collector's level I am really happy to have and to own, but I am not using it as much as I would like to. And the deck is stunning, and I am a crazy cat lady, and I adore everything about this deck, but for some reason I am not really using it, and it's a shame because I would really want to. And the thing is, this is quite expensive, pricey deck, and if I don't get to use it more this year, it will have to go because I want the deck that I have to give me the pleasure to use it and not just the pleasure to own it. And well, this is one of the reasons why I intend to work more with this deck. And if another year goes by and I realized I haven't read with this deck or I haven't really used it, it will have to go. And the same happens with Victoria Regina Tarot. We spoke about this deck the other day. It is my pride and joy. I am so very happy to have this deck on my collection. It is stunning. The deck, it's visually very beautiful. I can totally identify with the cards and understand the cards. And there is this Oscar Wilde card which makes it all worth it, but thing is the same. I spent a lot of money on this deck, and due to its size I am not really using it. So if the year goes by and I haven't really used this deck, it will have to go as well. So this is it. Another deck that I want to use more, and this one doesn't even have a box because it fell apart back in the day. In a second. The other part. This is Jane Austen Tarot, and as you can see, it's basically falling apart. It was my go-to deck for years. And as you can see, well, it's just gross. The borders are basically black, and you can see the borders of the cards. They are all gross and blackened and sticky. And I don't know, I use this deck As you can see, it's completely bent because of my refill shuffling style, and I use this deck probably every single day of my life for years, when I wasn't even a pro reader, when it wasn't my profession or anything. I just used this deck to exhaustion. So I sort of miss that, and I don't really believe that that a deck has much to do with the quality of a reading, or with how a reading turns out. I believe that it is up to the reader, and a deck is just a tool, like a hammer, like a screwdriver. But I could relate to this deck so well, and perhaps you want to see some cards. And I just could relate to this deck so well, being a huge fan of Jane Austen, that I miss it. Oops, because I could really relate to the situation that was going on on each card, and I knew about the characters, and I knew about their motivations, and I just knowing the scenes so well helped me with my readings. And I think that this deck was key to my development as a reader, because I could really relate to what was going on, and I think that this helped me become a better reader. And I would just like to okay, perhaps not my go-to deck, because it's probably, if I use this deck much more, it's going to just disappear. But it is this, like recovering that connection, perhaps what makes it, or what makes me want it to be one of the decks that I use again. And last but not least, I made a purpose of working more with this deck in 2018, and I really didn't work as much with it as I wanted, and it is Mildred Payne's Secret Pocket Oracle. And the readings that I have done with this little deck have been wonderfully accurate. Not just accurate, like it is an easy to read oracle. It works great. It is how so it is an oracle that makes me, I don't know, understand. Just it is easy to understand, and it is easy to turn into your intuition with this little deck. And it is small. It has everything that I like in a deck. And well, basically, I don't use a lot of oracles, and I just want this one to be one of my go-tos. And well, this is the style of the cards. There's a walkthrough of this deck somewhere in the channel, I think, or a review perhaps. But yeah, this deck is very comfortable to use. I feel attuned to the aesthetic of the deck, and I think that it can be used really easily. So for this reason, it is one of the decks that I really want to work with this year. And sometimes I just forget I have it, and I think I'm going to just drop it here on the desk, so I know and remember that it exists. And perhaps I will do, and I should do this with the decks that I want to use. Perhaps that's a problem. Like, I store all of my decks in well, I will show you. Or I think that there's a video from last year's 31 Days of Tarot about where do I store my decks. And the thing is, I just don't. I know what is on or into each drawer, and actually I can scare all of my friends because I know exactly what is on each drawer, and almost in which order. But these are not the decks I think about when I say, okay, I'm going to do a reading. So perhaps I just should put them around the desk or something like that. And well, this is basically it. Thank you very much for watching. See you tomorrow with day 11. Have a wonderful day and well, bye.